guys. I'm gonna make this video. I want to say quick, but it's not gonna be quick. It's gonna be within 15 minutes. So you know the drill. All right. So stay with me uh, because I think it's the message to you, and to us as a people is an important message. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. In regards to first the firing of Daniel Pataliano, I think is how you pronounce his name. The vicious Gentile, heathen beast that killed our brother Eric Garner, father of 6 kids. Choked him out. That he's finally fired after 5 years of being paid and compensated, continue to make a living, while the 6 children of Eric Garner, had to go fatherless before any type of justice was, decided on, for that vicious, devil. And interestingly enough, you've got the police, the president of the police union in New York, made a comment that, how ashamed he is because the city has abandoned its police officers and left them on the streets all along. And then Fox News with their, fake news ass were on, earlier today, probably dedicated most of their morning program to Governor Galvin Newsom, I think is his name, Newsom, the California governor who just passed a bill that was going to make it tougher, more accountability on police officers who use, aggressive tactics, who are, who are acts of violence against, unarmed, citizens of the state of California. And so they're all in an uproar, about this, and, having their little tizzy. I'm talking about Fox News and all of the gainsayers, who all are pro, let the police kill them. They're, in many cases they're not. They're black. They must have did something wrong. And I'm gonna back that up for you. I'm gonna show you some information. We're gonna pay tribute, to some of these brothers who have lost their lives. So, but before I get into that, this whole thing about, police officers and how angelic they are and how heroic they are and how, chivalrous and decent and good, and how can we ever, criticize our police officers? They have a very tough job. Let me tell you something, guys. You're looking at a guy who served as a policeman for almost a year, 22, 23 years old at the time. My brother, I have a brother who's currently, he's still in security, but he served as a policeman. I won't say what city. If you know me, you know what city. But I'm not going to get into because, he seems to be a little uneasy sometimes about what might happen to him if they find out, he has a brother who's vocal, who's willing to take a stand for the people against injustice. Talking about, when I say the people, any man in general, but mainly Israelites. You know what I'm saying? The copper-colored Native Americans, who were found right here on Turtle Island, the true Israelites, the tribe of Judah, is who I'm talking about. Okay? Us, the priesthood. But anyway, he served for over 20 years. But I'm going to tell you something. In my time as a police officer, I'm telling you, and I had 2 different partners, both were white partners at the time. They were some of the most corrupt individuals. I mean, I came out of the cities of New Orleans, and I got raised up in the ghettos, and tough, and I was around all kind of, bad people. I mean, I seen dead bodies as a kid outside a window, outside of the door. I've seen, I've hung out with robbers and, and guys later on who end up being, convicted for sexual violent crimes against females and armed robbers. You name them, I've been around them. And in many cases, as a younger man, those were my, they were my running buddies. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't an angel either, I might add. You follow me? I mean, I didn't, never committed a violent act against anyone. I'm just being honest about that. So, not that I didn't have the propensity to do it. I just kind of chose to be more of a defender and that if you didn't bring no violence to me, I wasn't gonna bring no violence to you. That was my mindset. But my friends were my friends, and some of them are my friends today. Still love them, and hope and wish the best of those. For the best of them, those who are still alive. Okay, I digress. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, with those police officers that I was with, I'm gonna tell you what was going on. We were pulling people over at night, mainly men, for one reason and one reason only, hoping that they had drugs on them so we could rob them of their drugs. Not only that, we were pulling them over so we can rob them of their money. And many of these guys were so happy when we found drugs on them that they were more than happy to let us take their drugs and whatever money they had, you follow me, so as long as they didn't go to jail. And then we ride off somewhere and, smoke their drugs and, and laugh, or they would laugh about it. It was so wretched and just so, what I did not expect as a police officer. Because I bought into the protect and serve thing, and even from a little kid, I saw that as something chivalrous, something important. And I wanted to be a part of it. But once I got in it and began to realize just how corrupt, just alcoholics, you know what I'm saying? Again, drug smoking, drug dealing, domestic violence, lying, falsifying documentation, falsifying information. It was so bad that I quit. I said, this is not the job for me. No way. Because my soul is being corrupted. I'm a 22-year-old and my soul is being corrupted, being a part of that so-called, good guy in blue. So when they come and start selling that stuff, Fox News and some of these other programs, and of course, a lot of these, white nationalists who say they're not white nationalists, but every time, their nationalist police department, kills an innocent black man or black woman, so-called, you never see them come out in defense of these innocent people. You never see them come out. Even these so-called white Christians, you never see them come out on behalf of their so-called black Christian brothers and sisters when their nationalist police officers attack and kill unarmed people of color. And so finally today, after 5 years, they did. It wasn't justice because Eric Garnder is dead. Daniel Pantaleo is just going on and probably going to get a job somewhere else. Just like the killers of Tamir Rice, Walter Scott, etc. No accountability whatsoever. And yet you got the police union, person down in New York crying, moaning and groaning, with crocodile tears talking about the poor little police officer sitting out the street. When I know so damn well, those are the same thugs and hoodlums that many of you guys grew up with, and I'm right. A lot of you guys know the police officers in your communities that you grew up. I'm talking about whites. And they're a bunch. Some of them were idiots. Some of them were violent. Some of them committed domestic abuse. They were very aggressive towards female. They were some of the most untrustworthy people that you grew up with. And now they're walking around with a badge and a license to kill. And in this case, mostly people of color. And there's statistics to back that up, I might add. There's one black man gets killed per 1,000. For every 1,000 black men, one black man is killed by police officers. And if you want to look at comparison, for whites, I think it was 1 out of some number like 2,200 or something like that. It was some real big number. It almost never happens. But think about that. 1 out of 1,000 black men are going to get killed by a police officer. The odds are greater that you would win the lottery than you won't get killed by a police officer if you're a so-called African-American male here in America. Now, those are the facts. So we're not going to cry any crocodile tears at this 400-year anniversary of our enslavement here in this country, by the way. No crocodile tears for us. What we say is, Yahweh, come on, Yahuwah, come now. Pour out your vengeance on them. Read the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25. I think around about verse 28, 20. I got it in my Scepter Bible here. But if I go and look it up, it would take away from what I want to pay tribute and what I want to pay honor to. So I won't do it. But you'll find it in the book of Ezekiel. And he talks about the vengeance he's going to pour on them for the wickedness that they've done and for all of those white nationalists who sit on the sideline encouraging that behavior. Justifying them because they have a police uniform on and they know that what's going on with our men, it would never happen to their sons and to their daughters. But here, let me share this with you guys, all right? Let's see how I look here time-wise. Okay, I'm going to try to get this done in 4 minutes, okay? So stay with me. I'm going to give you the names, all right? Devon Bailey, 19 years old, black man. Eric Logan, 54-year-old, black man. These are men who were killed by police officers. Jamarian Robinson, 26-year-old, black man. Gregory Hill Jr., 30 years old, black man. Jaquavion Slanton, 20 years old, black man. Ryan Tyman, 24-year-old, black man, and father of a little boy. Brandon Weber, 20 years old, black man. Jimmy Atkinson, 21-year-old, black man. Willie McCoy, 20-year-old, black man. Emmanuel E.J. Fitzgerald Bradford, 21-year-old, black man. That's the guy who got killed at Thanksgiving in the mall down in right outside of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, if you guys remember that. Father was a police officer. Derek Griffin, 18 years old, black man. Jamel Robinson, 26-year-old, black man. DeAndre Ballard, 23-year-old, black man. Botham Jean, 26-year-old, black man, Dallas. Amber Guyver, still out of jail, walked in the man's apartment, murdered him. Robert Lawrence White, 41-year-old, black man. Anthony Lamar Smith, 24-year-old, black man. Ramali Graham, 18-year-old, black man. Manuel Loggins Jr., 21-year-old, black man. Trevon Martin, 17-year-old, black man. We all remember little Trevon. Wendell Allen, 20-year-old, black man. Kendrick McDade, 19-year-old, black man. Larry Jackson Jr., 32-year-old, black man. Jonathan Farrell, 24-year-old, black man. Jonathan Baker, 26-year-old, black man. Victor White III, 22-year-old, black man. DeAndre Hamilton, 31-year-old, black man. Eric Garner, 43-year-old, black man, New York. I can't breathe. We remember that. John Crawford III, 22-year-old, black man. Michael Brown, Ferguson, Missouri, 18-year-old, black man. Ezel Ford, 25-year-old, black man. Dante Parker, 36-year-old, black man. Kamalji Power, 25-year-old, black man. Laquan McDonald, 17-year-old, black man. He got shot 16 times by that Van Dyke dog, you know what I'm saying, who had the dad have his wife crying because he was in a tough prison. Akaya Gurley, 28-year-old, black man. Tamir Rice, 12 years old, black young soldier. Romaine Brisbane, 34-year-old, black man. Jamil Reed, 36-year-old, black man. Charlie Kanang, 43-year-old, black man. Tony Robinson, 19-year-old, black man. Walter Scott, 50-year-old, black man, running from the police because of child support, shot him in the back like a dog. Freddie Gray, 25-year-old, black man, shot him because he had a pocket knife and he running on a bicycle, broke his neck. That was in, where Freddie Gray? I think that was in Baltimore. Brandon Glenn, 29-year-old, black man. And I could go on. This list goes on and on and on and on and on. So if you have a loved one that I didn't mention, just understand, they're in our prayers. They were our black soldiers, you know what I'm saying? They were our black warriors, and unfortunately, their lives were taken from these vicious animals who are wearing blue uniforms under the guise of protecting and serve when they're really race soldiers who are there to kill and destroy and murder and destroy our brothers, our sons, and our fathers. So you know what, Daniel Patello? You deserve more than being fired. And I pray to Yahuwah that you get it. Love you guys. Talk to you later.